$4,000. At Saratoga from the Brad Cox Barn, makes only the second start, Stenstone, and for third, number 2, Material Witness. Rob Access comes off of a beaten favorite on the first day of autumn, 4, 10, and 2 in the finale. What I think is, and we kind of projecting Mother Nature's inclination, I think about as good as you can expect card until Thanksgiving in New York. 11 race card, post time, 12:05.
And deservedly so. I think a few last weekends for a while for the New York racing association. All right, let's take our next break. When we come back, let's just go Clemson and Kentucky. Closing day of Keeneland Station.
It only takes one upset to make history, and now you can be part of Saratoga's long tradition at the Dark Horse Mercantile. The Dark Horse Mercantile offers a carefully curated selection of clothing, gifts, and home decor, from one-of-a-kind vintage racing memorabilia to select brands like Barber and Under Armour, as well as exclusive Dark Horse branded merchandise. So celebrate the Dark Horse in all of us at the Dark Horse Mercantile, downtown Saratoga, where the smart bet is always the Dark Horse.
I don't know too many other jurisdictions that do that, but Churchill Downs will open up on Sunday. But closing day at Keeneland, going to kick it off at one of those 7 furlongs plus 124 feet. 3-year-olds and up, climbers in for third.
7, 4, 5, and 8. Born flawless on top. Tell me who this runner comes.
Beginning with Seattle Song, who would have been at worst second choice in the inaugural Breeders' Cup Turf. But Caramel Flow, who I think would have drawn attention, is out. On to the second, maybe special rates on the turf, but mile 16 2-year-olds.
I will know. Take a look at the scratches. 3 deep on the AU list. I couldn't pull a trigger, but if Buffoon is 15 distance from Mike Maker, worth an extra look.
I can't believe Jackson comes like that.
I have it 7, 6, 8, and 2. Lap long on top. Hasn't tried the turf so far in a couple of starts for Kenny McKee. Kenny McKee's a nice poster. a decent third in debut. Should benefit from that for some Brad Cox. Paid just under $500,000 for this one. Hanicapper right on board. Again, riding very well. Down at Keeneland, so player in here. 7, 6, 8.
Yeah, I love this kind. I think it's the horse you liked in the half one. I think Friday morning, David Grannon Post, Richard Mandela postponed a scheduled 7 furlong work for Go Rocket Ride. So the horse's feet were a little tender after getting new shoes. And that's 5 better shoes.
That's something we didn't talk about when we were talking through this stuff at the top of the show, and I've mentioned it a few times on my show. I think I may have mentioned it to you. When you look at Arcangelo, at the top of the last, which is about 2 weeks ago, the last Breeders' Cup poll, Arcangelo is on top, but the NTLA is still doing their weekly poll. He's on top. But the Breeders' Cup poll, Go Rocket Ride was set. I mean, look at that. Older horses. I know that Arcangelo, but you don't look at his record and think, oh, best horse in the country. In a year-by-year thing.
I agree with that. On to the third optional tournament, the Lions going a mile and an eighth for 3-year-olds.
2, 4, 5, and 7 promised me a ride on top. Last time tried the Super Derby, which that we remember in the day. A couple $100,000 up for grabs. All of that said, this was one of the disappointing 6th in those, the 8-5 favorite. I think getting back to the more proper 9 winners of 2 level, we bounce back to a better try. And it's 6-1. I'll take the shot with the Brad Cox trainee. Bromley in the second spot. Another horse that has some stakes on the resume that seems well suited to this company off the try against Similar. Pretty good try against Similar at Churchill last time. And then Bennington. This is the horse 10 to peak horse. We're down plenty of stakes action. Some of it pretty good, some of it maybe not so much. And even the pretty good stuff wasn't spectacular, but was up there and running well against some notables in the 3-year-old division. Another one that I think is going to benefit class-wise from moving into that Belmont company this afternoon. Third race.
On to 4-3-year-olds and up, ladies, special weights, racing 6.
Some race, top of the page, I've written competitive. I went 5, 4, 11, and 10. Rubia on top. Again, Steve Asmussen going for the Hillen blocks here. Start so far for Oaklawn on New Year's Eve, and then followed up at Oaklawn at the end of the meet, 22nd of April. So it hasn't been seen since then, but there's some improvements. Start 1 to start 2. I think this horse could be interesting on the comeback. If you get these lightly raced horses who get a little time off like this, they can come back and improve. I mean, I think that may be the case here. Maybe it could be interesting. Morning line, top player in the second spot, Cherie DeVoe runner, who went pretty well in debut over at Churchill back at the end of September. And off of that, I think is rising here. Peak runner on the day for me, the number 11. 10 to 1 on the morning line. Started here at Keeneland in April and ran an okay second. And then followed up Merrow at Churchill, and that was a little more disappointing. But like Rubia, I'm just some time off, and it's relatively lightly raced for a 3-year-old this time of year. And might come back with an improved effort at a decent price. 5, 4, 11, and 10.
And also, I think I cover him as the person that started the training. I think nobody cares, but Waterbury apparently is really been impressive in Southern California. And he's running as fast in a race. Yeah. I'm waiting to see when it opens. I'm skipping out there the day they open. I'm going to be working out there. And apparently he has found new he's a major player in the class. The class of the 5-3-year-olds and up allowance on the trip on 316.
9, 3, 5, 11, clever spot. That's for Todd Fletcher. Williams is on board. He's riding very well down the Keeneland on the comeback. Laid off from early June until the middle of September up at Saratoga. You know, this thing is just not very notable enough. But the comeback was pretty good. And the area in the Dooley Brown Derby at Kentucky Downs, number-wise, was similar. So it just seems like this was good benefit from a little bit of a break. Late spring, early summer, and now is a little bit improved. And I think it's going to fit nicely with this group. Spirit Maker in the second spot. Joseph trainee going out for Ken Ramsey. Bronze row on board. He he starts back, played a big number in a plain race at Belmont, claimed out of that, then goes over to Kentucky Downs and disappoints a little bit. But you look on, going on through that Kentucky Downs race, the numbers prior to out in Southern California make this horse, I think, very dangerous at 6-1. And Hayward in the third spot, when things went off a good try at Kentucky Downs for Mike Maker. That and what was the series of kind of improving effort and Hilliard's dangerous as well. This race between 93, 5, and 11.
We'll take a quick break. When we come back, second half of today's action from Keeneland.
No matter where in the world you are, the excitement of wagering on horse racing is just a click away. You'll get live streaming, past performances, race replays, our virtual tote board, analysis and selections from professional handicappers, a simple, safe, and secure wagering platform, and best of all, you get track prices. CapitalOTBBet.com. Bet any place, anytime at CapitalOTBBet.com. And be sure to download our new mobile app from the iTunes Store or Google Play.
Capital OTB is now streaming live on Roku. The channel on Roku lets you watch OTB TV live through your Roku device or your Amazon Fire Stick, rather than being limited to computers and mobile devices, which means you can now watch OTB live wherever you are. Simply open Roku, scroll to find the RTN channel, then click on OTB TV. OTB TV on Roku. Try it now.
The Clubhouse Racebook is the Capital Region's new home for racing and sports. 25,000 square feet of Vegas-style action with live wagering on the best horse racing from around the world. 260 flat-screen televisions and state-of-the-art wagering terminals. So don't miss out. The fun is only minutes away at 711 Central Avenue, Albany, just off Exit 5 of I-90. And don't forget, if you can't make it to the Clubhouse, you can always wager online 24/7 at CapitalOTB.com.
Three stakes races on the second half of the card, including race number 6, 2-year-olds in the Bowman Mill going 6.
3-4-2-1, Royal Slipper on top, Leslie Ward trainee off a really good looking debut right here at Keeneland. You know, it's a tough ask. You're going from a maiden debut effort in the stakes company, and when you do that, you're sure to find what this horse is finding, a salty field. But I do think it's Leslie Ward with the sprinter that ran very well in debut. I look for this one to get it done. Gary in the second spot. Won the debut at Prairie Meadows and won it with a buyer that didn't jump off the page, but then followed up an English State Bred stake at Prairie Meadow with a buyer that does look very competitive in here. Now, this is an Iowa bred coming in from Prairie Meadows. We'll see how this works out. But off the first two, I think the horse is legit. Valentine Kennedy in the third spot, Steve Asmussen trainee, again from the Hill and Blocks. Debuted at Saratoga end of July, towards the end of July, and ran a nice big winning effort with a good number, and then followed up at the end of the meet in the hopeful and disappointing in there, but came back to Keeneland and tried down orders for one and ran a good second. I think it's an interesting fit here on the fourth start of the career, and maybe a more deserving, experience-wise try in stakes company than the hopeful might have been. In the sixth to Keeneland, 3, 4, 2, and 1.
To the seventh race, putting up the stakes action, 2-year-olds up, big optional claimers allowance, only 7. 4, 9, 3, and 2, I think Jason Time on top. Asmussen trainee, this one going off for my race course, the micro share group. Comes in off a tough try at Kentucky Downs. Number-wise, was pretty good. There's a fourth place finish. But dirt, you go on the page, there's some very nice big spikes. It's 6-1. If you can get a better effort from this horse, I think you get a good price, and I think this horse is very competitive in here. Bezos, first of all, really promised early in the career, didn't quite live up to that for grade 4, but it's running well and has been facing stakes company for most of the races on the page. I think is a nice match in here. But more notably, I think a good match. But you're getting Tyler Gaffleone for grade 4, and so a nice combination of 10-1 on the morning line. That's the track. Payne in the third spot. Another Asmussen trainee. This one for Owen, Steve Asmussen. And this one not seen since playing the state at Charlestown. Ran fourth in there. That's kind of a quirky track with the setup. That was a layup since at Oaklawn.
But does come in to make a little bullet work for this. I think Payne could be interesting in here. In these 7, still a fun race, 4, 9, 3, and 2.
The Jockey Club has released their polls information that's almost completely complete. It's now to the point where the last 3 years have been about the equal to 1989.
Yeah, they put out about a week ago. They said we're going to put out our numbers shortly, but it hasn't worked.
And the other thing I would say is, I would make this bet, low 3 figures, that more horses made it to the racetrack that were sold in 1989 than the last 3 years of the present. Because I think they had a higher percentage back in that day than they do now. But basically, it was about 50,000 for my late 20s a year, and now they're at about 18. It's just hard to imagine where the 32,000 went. Just, the mares out there just doing, but apparently about 18,000, so the decline is continuing. There's no bump up going on.
That's one of the notable and kind of scary things to me as I look at the industry. I mean, when I was a kid, when you first started, it would be 5 days of racing in New York. Oh, no, 6 days. And then some days, sometimes Saratoga would be 6 days. It was the 1 year. It was 7 days. 1982.
But now they're running 6 days a week, basically up until
They were
off.
I mean, that's a clear reflection.
We need more horses. On to the 8, 2-year-old, a mile on the turf, the Bryan Station.
4, 9, 1, and 3, and put Smoky Mandate on top. Maker's training. It comes in off a couple of stakes tries, one at Kentucky Downs and one at Churchill. I thought they were both pretty good efforts. This is a relatively lately raced horse, so actually may still have some upside potential. I think if that's the case, I think this horse is interesting. Smoky Mandate on top. Morgan looks in the second spot. The Serene DeVoe runner is the favorite in here on the morning line, and probably off of that win in the Jefferson Cup will wind up to be the favorite. Johnny V on board, who continues to ride really well. Comes in, though, with the win in the Jefferson Cup with a triple-digit buyer. And again, that just kind of jumps off the page and is going to attract attention, and probably deservedly so. I just wasn't sure. I want to see the horse kind of back it up on Saturday. That's why I was willing to take a little shot with the second place finisher coming out of that race, Smoky Mandate. So I had that Smoky over Morgan Looks, and then in the third spot, Talk of the Nation. Going out for Strong off a win of Kentucky Downs in a stakes race throughout the career, 7 starts, 6 exact finishes, and this horse is interesting as well. 4, 9, 1, and 3.
And next year we'll be celebrating the 30th anniversary. Jeffrey Carl winning the Fayette on Sunny Sunrise, but 9th race, 3-year-olds and up, 9 furlongs on the dirt. I think it's the Fayette. That's how it's pronounced. Fayette.
It is by Dark Horse Play. Thanks to the folks at the Dark Horse Mercantile and Presence of Saratoga in downtown Saratoga for jumping on for Breeders' Cup season. We're talking about a Dark Horse Play today, Wednesday through Sunday this past week, and right through Breeders' Cup weekend as well. Today's Dark Horse Play today, either 5, 11, 1, and 10. I got Johnny Game from West Point and Dale was also interesting. But I'm going to take a shot. And another one I'll be interested to see if the morning line holds up. But when I make the Dark Horse, I kind of have to work with the morning line. 15-1 on Twilight Blue for Joe Show. Last time out, off a long layoff, started at Churchill the end of September, went off as the 8-5 favorite, and wound up second behind Darcy Pack. I have those 2 flip-flopped here. Darcy Pack looks great off of that win with a triple-digit buyer. But Twilight Blue might have needed the race, and maybe we go well. You always talk about the horse progressing a little bit, but I looked at the bullet work just about a week ago and thought, I think this horse may be holding the form and might benefit from a little bit of fitness over the last time. So again, Dark Horse Play today brought to you by the Dark Horse Mercantile in downtown Saratoga. Highly recommended you stop by that and the sister store and Persons of Saratoga, both right on Broadway in Saratoga, and I guarantee you'll enjoy the visit if you stop by and browse. Dark Horse Play today, race number 9 at Keeneland. I have Twilight Blue, the number 5 on top. Darcy Talk in the second spot, and Film Star for Linda Rice, who's crossing it in New York. If they elect to come to Kentucky, that horse could be interested in here as well. 5-11, 1-10.
And wrapping up Keeneland for 2023, 2-year-olds maiden special weight, the mile of 16th on the turf.
8, 5, 2, and 11. I'm going to put out the Mutiny on top. A stud trainee comes in off of okay, improving efforts. And the second start was nice improvement that was added with experience and the move to turf. First 2 starts were both sprints. I like this angle, a couple of sprints, and then the third start is stretched out. I think after Mutiny is going to be very live in here. Deadpan in the second spot. Markowski trainee. A nice debut effort at Colonial to build on, and Sylph Joe, another one coming out of a turf race with Kentucky Downs, and an okay race for Mike Maker. And again, the turf debut, it was the third start of the career out of it, but it was good enough to match up with this group in here. 10th and final of Keeneland, 8, 5, 2, and 11.
That wraps up Keeneland, like I said, for 2023. The Breeders' Cup weekend, I will be gone, but apparently thanks to technology, modern technology, we'll be aboard. We'll work something out. I don't know what it is. We're going to try this race, A. Yes. And B, we're looking forward to getting some live comments. Maybe we'll plug in on Friday for a little bit as well. But be available. One of the things that's great, and this is probably knowing of what I love about the West Coast, or many things, but the other thing is, I love the fact that everything is early. Like, when I was at college, Monday Night Football used to wrap up like 9:15, and then you could just go to your studies, and that was the time when they started to, Monday Night Football was going to 12:30 on the East Coast, they started to get upset. But everything, and the only bad thing was when you got the newspaper, this is the good thing on the West Coast, was all the scores were in. Whereas on the East Coast in the old days, the newspapers would have that lowercase n, night game, etc. And the Breeders' Cup is good. It's like you never wake up like Sunday morning waiting for the NFL. You basically have breakfast and it's there. And the Breeders' Cup card, as I could going back to the 80s, basically started at 10 a.m. So you got to the track about 8:30 in the morning. So there's no like waiting around. And I always like that. And the days are done early. My brother in his Air Force days just for a while out in Hawaii. Oh, that's even better. And basically, you're getting up in breakfast. 7 o'clock is the NFL. But then, that's the only part of it. I mean, you're in Hawaii. It's good. I can't wait to go back. I'm usually at like the Blaze new places. Hawaii is a few again. But it's my favorite week of the year. I can't wait. We were talking about Steve Bick will be out there digging in. I was on the radio with him on Wednesday, and we had a horse run Thursday. I was going down to New York instead. I don't think I will because he was going to leave Saturday down for that. So he'll be there with great coverage. It might be 3 years in a row in California, the way it's working right now. But I'm going to Dallas to see the new stadium. But I will say this. Left to my brothers almost now, I'd like to be out there for like 10 days ahead of time. It's a lot of fun. To me, it's great, especially when it's in Southern California. You go to the track in the morning, you go to Cloppers Corner, all you need is a hoodie. And it's just great. So he literally says, we'll figure something out to be, won't be in the studio until 2 weeks. But one thing I just want to say again. On Thursday, make your betting plan. That's what I leave you with. I want to do, don't forget Wednesday night, we have a Breeders' Cup seminar. 7 o'clock Wednesday night. Dan Collins from Bonavent's favorite. He will sit in. He used to cover horse racing for one of the local newspapers before he moved down. And Corey is much involved now. But we will have Dan in and we'll go over the entire Breeders' Cup 2 days of races. So again, got to be live here on the network, on the YouTube channel. We'll replay, I think, going into the early morning next weekend. But Breeders' Cup seminar Wednesday night, 7 o'clock here on the network. Have a great day, racing.
You've been watching the Handicappers Report. The Handicappers Report has been brought to you by Thorough Pace, premium racing analytics, allowing bettors to identify races with extreme pace scenarios in a matter of seconds. Capital OTB's mobile